Hey traders, today is Monday, December 12th, 1:34 p.m. Central Time, about an hour and a half before closing bell. And as promised, I wanted to get out some information to you guys to see where I'm reading the markets as of right now so that hopefully you can make a decision on how you want to trade tomorrow's CPI number. Well, it's time to brace yourselves, guys. Time to brace yourselves. This is only going to be round one. As you know, FOMC is on Wednesday, the day after tomorrow. Brace yourself. But what are we going to brace ourselves for? Impact or takeoff? Okay, let's get into which one we think it's going to be tomorrow. Okay, here is the chart of SPY right now. I'm just going to kind of real quickly go over it. Look at the VIX. Boy, that bad boy just went up, didn't it? See, that I kind of expected that to happen. Now, the market is not going down correspondingly, though. Look, the MACD on the 5-minute chart right here is tapering off. That's good. And I'm going to show you another chart. I think it's the one after this, or the one, or something like that. It is tapering off, the MACD, and that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the markets kind of flatten off a little bit. It's like, don't just keep going up. That's not a good sign. Okay. And it's a good sign that the VIX is actually going up as well. Because I'm going to show you something that I think the VIX is actually bluffing. I think it's actually weak, even though it's up today. Well, I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so 30 minutes chart right here. Look at RSI, kind of going down, 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 down. That's good. That's what I wanted to see. Okay, that's what we want to see. We want it to kind of taper off. You don't need to keep going rocketing up. Okay, taper off there, buddy. Okay, the 65-minute, at the very, right here, it is finally kind of tapering off, but all day it was kind of going up, as you can see right there. Okay, so that's really all I wanted to say about this. We're going to see some more slides. Okay, here we go. This is SPY futures, S&P futures, 4-hour on the left, 1-hour on the right. Okay, now look at the 1-hour. Let's start with the 1-hour. See the MACD histogram in the background here? So it is now starting to get into the red. See that? That's what we want to see. Just kind of taper off. Go red, 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 red. You see what I mean? Like into. I think you want to see something like this, right? Similar to that. Into futures, into close, and into futures. So it's starting. Okay, it's starting on the 1-hour chart. So that's good. That's a good sign. Okay. Now, look at the 4-hour chart. Let's see here. Yeah, 4-hour chart. Look at that. It's now separating. It's separating. See, you have the notch. You have the notch. Actually, on the 4-hour chart. See, what happened was, because this is actually quite big. This is not a little notch. Actually, this is technically not even a notch yet, because it hasn't come down to close it. You see what I mean? So the fact that it was just up ever since extended hours yesterday, futures last night, and into this morning, it just hasn't come down yet. That's what forced the 4-hour to start to curl back up, because the 4-hour obviously has to follow eventually, right? So now you actually have separation. So that's you cannot say that's bearish. You cannot say it's bearish. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So very rarely, also on a 4-hour chart, do I see it start to curl up and separate from the signal line, only to collapse the next day. Because this is a 4-hour chart. You see what I mean? This is not like a 1-minute chart. Oh, 1 minute, that can happen in 5 minutes from now, right? But this is a 4-hour chart, guys. Made the higher low, curling up now, and separating from the signal line. That's not bearish, right? You can't draw the conclusion that's bearish. On the 4-hour chart, that's a big chart, okay? Big time frame, okay? So that's what I wanted to call attention to on that one. Let me know if there's any questions in the comment section. Okay, I'm going to comment on VIX now. I'm not going to zoom in per se. I just want to call attention to, watch this. This is the 4-hour chart on the left-hand side. These purple arrows, every time it's gapped up, gapped up, gapped up. Look what's happened. Every time it's gapped up, what happened after that? Collapse. That was during the 1013 CPI, by the way. See? Gap up, went up, collapsed. There's the 1110 CPI. Well, that was, yeah, that was when CPI was really cool. But look at this. Gap up, went up, collapsed. Gap up, collapsed. Gap up, 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 up. Gap up again, going up. I think it's going to collapse. Reason why. See these little gray lines on this is a 4-hour chart, by the way. Okay, see that? That's clearly up. But look at the histogram in the background here. Look at the gray line on the histogram. That's going down. I think the VIX is doing its classical gap up, go up, collapse. That's what I think the VIX is actually planning to do. This very pattern is what I've been saying for the last day or so that I don't want to see on the S&P 500 or NASDAQ. I don't want to see it going up, 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 up like this. What? You're getting overextended now. See what I mean? And based on history, every time gap up, go up, you collapsed. Okay? I think this, like VIX is what, at 24 something? Yeah, 24 and some change. Up 7.8% today. Part of me wonders, it's an open question, that VIX, are you going up and up and up and up only to have a collapse so that you can eat more time off the clock as you fall and fall and fall and fall and fall? Okay, that's my question. Are you going up, 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 fake out one more time the investors, thinking you have a trend change because you did hit, you got down to 19, what, 1908? I can't remember the exact low. You got down to below 20. All the investors are like, oh, there it is. You got to 20. Here comes the trend reversal. But this time, you gapped up twice now. You gapped up here and you gapped up here. All previous times you gapped up, you collapsed. See what I mean? And now you have bearish divergence on the histogram on the MACD 4-hour chart right here. Is it your destiny that you're going to fall? Let's pop over to the 1-hour chart. Here's the 1-hour MACD. Clearly, that's up, obviously, irrefutable, up. But the MACD is not making newer highs on the 1-hour chart either. Okay, so to me, it's an open question. I see weakness here. I don't see strength. I would expect to see strength in something like, let's see here. Like if you were really strong, oh, I'm just looking at this date right here. You know, actually on 10/13, remember when the markets were down 500 points in pre-markets? The VIX, yeah, the VIX didn't really, it didn't surge. It didn't go to 40 or not even close, right? That was just odd to me on that day. But anyways, I can't find an example immediately on my screen where, I mean, this to me is bearish divergence right here. I'm looking for bullish convergence, but I'm not really finding it. Okay, so that's the VIX. Those are my thoughts on the VIX. Now, the dollar, I can't definitively put an answer to, and I'll show you why. The dollar, as you guys know, old Dixie, DXY, Dixie. This is dollar futures. Now, you guys probably know this is the weekly chart, left-hand side. Right now, the dollar is kissing its weekly EMA 50. Right there. It's right there. The dollar is literally at a crossroads now. And it's going to be settled tomorrow. It's going to be settled tomorrow and or Wednesday, FOMC. Because it's trying to hold on for dear life to keep this EMA 50, weekly EMA 50 line. It's trying to, because if you break it, that's it. That's it. It's over. It's over for all of 2022 and 2023 and beyond. It's going to keep going down. So that's why it's harder for me to get a read, because it's at a critical line of support. To me, this would be equivalent to rewinding for the markets to December 13th. Oh, sorry, October 13th, the low so far for 2022, right? That would be equivalent to the dollar being right now at or near its, 1013 low for the markets. So that's why I can't quite put an answer as like, well, is it weak or is it strong? Because as you see here, it's been falling, 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 falling. But on the this is the 4-hour chart, by the way. It's close to the zero line. It's close to the zero line. Because I think, well, first of all, that zero line is pretty darn close. I mean, the zero line's like right here, but you're close to your break point where it's like, look, if you don't hold this line, you're gonna fall, keep falling. It's gonna be ugly. So it's dear to hold on for dear life. Actually, here's the EMA 50 line right here. See, so you're not far off the EMA 50 line. So it's at a juncture now where it's like sink or swim, bud. And all I can say is, see that? See how it's going lower? The tops, the highs, lower, lower, lower. I mean, somebody can argue, well, it's just consolidating. Oh, yeah, maybe, but is it consolidating? I want to call your attention to one other thing. This is 1013. Remember, it was the September CPI that was reported on 1013. It was red, red, red hot. Markets were down 500. We all know that. Then tell me why Dixie, when the CPI came in red, red hot, why didn't Dixie surge? Why didn't Dixie make all-time new highs? In fact, it went the opposite. Down, 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 down. Why? Why on that day, when it was a red-hot CPI, you didn't surge? You didn't surge. Dixie. When any other time of year you would have. In fact, you did. So you were peaking, right? You're going up and up and up and up. But not this day. Something's up. And now you're down here testing support on weekly EMA 50 line. That's a far cry from being way up here in your heyday. You see what I mean? Something's just off. Something's off. But I cannot look at the MACD 4-hour chart, like as you see right here, and say, oh yeah, that looks weak. I was like, well, no, it's actually at the zero line. You see what I mean? It's like falling, 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 consolidating, and then potentially it's either going to rocket up or waterfall down tomorrow. And right now, based on the totality of the evidence, oof. Yeah, see, it's tough. It's a tough call. Are you going to go up or are you going to go down? So that's, I guess, all I can say about Dixie, right? But for sure, I think the VIX is bluffing. I did a video, did a video on that, and I actually titled it, "Is the VIX Bluffing?" I'm like, why are you gapping up? Remember those two gap ups that I showed you guys earlier? We're now at the second gap up. I'm like, I think VIX is bluffing. Okay, so, but I can't get a read on Dixie. I can't quite get an exact read on Dixie. Okay, so other than to say, oh yeah, you're at a critical line of support, the weekly EMA 50. We're gonna know this week whether you break the line or whether you bounce off the line. We're gonna know. Okay, so that is Dixie. Now, okay, last slide. Now, I'll just get to the net. If you believe if you believe, I put all these calculations here so I don't have to verbalize it, so you can take a screenshot of it and just kind of study it yourself. If you believe the market's going to go up tomorrow, here's the hypothetical. Expect the market to go up. Get two calls, but also buy one put. Okay? 2 calls, one put of at the money, right? You need to be at the money. Right? Remember that. Don't be too far in the money, or on the put side. Don't be far in the money. You need to be at the money. Okay. Remember, look at your spreads. Right. Look at your spreads. In this example, if the market goes up tomorrow, you can basically expect like 100% profit. Okay, on the calls. But on the flip side, you can expect like at least a negative 75% on the puts. So you could lose at least 75%, if not more, on the puts. Okay? So all this did was just calculate profit and loss, right? And that was a profit of 168.25. That's a 39.2% gain on day one. That's day one. You can choose to hold it, but this is day one. Okay? So that's why I have day 2 through day X is what? I don't know. Depends on how long you hold it. Okay? If the market goes down when you bought 2 calls, you can expect to lose 75% of the value of your calls, right? So $280, that's you lost 210. But on your puts, you got one put. You're probably gonna get at least 100%. So that's 149. So 149 minus 210. On day 1, you came out losing $61 or negative 14.2%. Trust me, negative 14.2% is better than losing negative 75%. Right? Okay? So, yeah. Right? So that's like, actually, that's kind of like the summary of what I wanted to show you. Okay? In this example, buy 2 calls at 21 strike, buy 1 put at 21 strike. That is only by coincidence that they were both, the calls and puts were at 21 strike. Only because the spread was 4 cents here on the put side, right here, 4 cents. The spread on the call side was 5 cents. That's the lowest spread out of these 4, right? So it happened to be $21. And this is the lowest spread out of these 4, and that happened to be $21. So it's just pure coincidence. It's not that I'm saying we'll get the 21 strike, right? Okay, so that is what I wanted to show you. Let me know if you have any questions about that. But basically, if you think it's going to go down, then you get 2 puts and 1 call. Go the reverse. That's all it is. That's all I'm saying. Okay. And yeah, I showed this this morning, and it's still true that ideally in futures tonight, the headline on CNBC needs to hopefully say stock futures are flat ahead of key inflation data tomorrow. Something like that. Okay? Something like that. That's what it needs to hopefully say. And I've gone ahead and scheduled tomorrow morning. If you guys are inclined to join me, if you'd like to, I'm going to go ahead and set something up. I'm just going to comment on it as it's happening real time. CPI is coming out. We're going to see what it's going to say. I'll be able to talk more since we would have had futures data from the night before and pre-market data and all that good stuff. Okay, and I've also scheduled FOMC live trading on Wednesday. Okay, and you can feel free to follow me on Twitter, where I put real-time tweets out regularly. And if you like what you saw, please give it a like, share, subscribe, or click to be notified. And with that, I'm Agent 000. I am signing off.